Hey Ashley Bean, here's another one. Let's do Skippy Jon Jones. Every morning, Skippy Jon Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches, ordered Mama Junebug Jones. No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds, she scolded, or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Doohiggy's bird bath. The lecture went on and on as usual. You've got some serious thinking to do before you leave your room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants, said his mother, about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird or a mouse or a grouse or a moose or a goose or a rat or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet, she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippy Jon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippy Jon Jones, and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head. On his way down to the earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippy Jon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. Holy guacamole, exclaimed Skippy Jon Jones. What was that? So he went up again, and it appeared again. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua. Back on land, Skippy Jon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippy Jon Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice. My name is Skippy Frito. I'm fear not a bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like jello. I get the job done. Yes, indeed-o. Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jilly Boo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. Can Skippy Jon come out of his room now? Asked Jujubee. No, answered Mama Junebug Jones. Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking. In fact, Skippy Jon Jones wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome dirt road far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. Ay, caramba, who goes there? Asked Skippy Jon Jones. We go by the name of Los Chimichangos, growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. Who are you? I am El Skipito, the great sword fighter, said Skippy Jon Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. Why the mosquito, Dudito? Asked Paquito to Tito. I go incognito, said Skipito. Do you like rice and beans? Asked Pintalito. See, I love mice and beans, says Skipito. He might be the dog of our dreams, whispered Rosalita. Perhaps, said Tia Mia, if he knows the secret password. Do you know the secret password, Asher? Leaning towards Don Diego, El Skipito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. Achoo Pichu! Bless you, said Don Diego. Gracias, said Skipito. Then it is true, declared Don Diego. Yippee yippito, it's the end of Afrobazito. Skipito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios to the bambito. Then all the chimichangos went crazy loco. First they had a fiesta, then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblebeeto for Skipito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos so great that one could hear a whisker drop. Alfredo Bazito, whispered the crowd. El Blimpo, Bumblebeeto, Bandito. Si, said Paquito Tito. The bandito steals our frijoles. Frijoles is beans. Not your beans, cried Skipito, outraged. Si, Paquito continued. Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue. Cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly too. And now he comes for us, Paquito added. Por qué? Asked Skipito. Because we are full of beans too. Then Don Diego stood tall and his most somber voice declared, Yo quiero frijoles. I want my beans. Huh? Asked Skipito. The dude just wants his beans back, said Paquito Tito. Are you the dog for the job? Me? Asked Skipito. Then all the chimichangos turned towards Skipito, the great sword fighter. But poor Skipito had no time for a plan because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Skipito, or it is you that Bendito will eato, they cried. Skipito stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like jello, and his teeth chattered like castanetas. Then, in a muy soft voice, he said, My name is Skipito Fresquito. I fear not a single bandito. But after Alfredo Bezito flew straight for Scipito until the bean-eating Bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. "Holy frijoles!" cried Scipito as he thrust his sword in the air. Suddenly, pop went the Bandito, landing on Scipito's sword, and quicker than one could say Chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bezito, the Bombito Bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song. Yippee yippito, here our hero is Scipito. He's the dog of our dreams, who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. Do 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 do. Sorry, not the best singing, Asher. Back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy Jon Jones' room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to Kitty Boy's room. Benguito, Crashito, Papito, Scipito! Just in time to see Skippy Jon Jones' closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, Beanbag, Doggies, and the Kitty Boy with his birthday piñata on his head. "Skippy Jon Jones!" everyone cried. "Hola, muchachas," he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy Jon Jones and covered his head with furry purry kisses. "What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pug?" she scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy Jon Jones began to bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippy Jon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that." "Say goodnight, Skippy Jon Jones," called his mama. "Buenos noches, mis amigos," said Skippy Jon Jones. The end. I love you, sweet pea. Mwah.